Nicki Minaj sublime, ridiculous, and very, very long music. The Guardian. O2 Arena, London. After a troublesome time of feuds and jinxed gigs, the embattled rapper pulled out all the stops in a mammoth show. O2 Arena, London. After a troublesome time of feuds and jinxed gigs, the embattled rapper pulled out all the stops in a mammoth show. Staying power is fundamental to a long career in pop. Embattled rapper, when Minaj finally disappears, to her 2012 mega hit, it is in a cloud of shocking pink confetti, mounted on a giant frosted unicorn Pegasus with iridescent plastic wings. It's actually hard. Throughout, this maximalist shows costumes jump eras: Egypt, Rome, futurist, medieval, Fendi, and the normal rules of engagement. You set pacing, song sequence, narrative arc. You are number 2'd on from a great height. Get your number 2. London, of course, is special to Minaj U as it is to a handful of US rappers, not least Drake. None of them. To the delight of the crowd, she brings out dance hall stars Lisa Mercedes and Stylo G to perform their own track, You'd You plus the mercurial UK MC MS Banks, whose verse on the remix Minaj fell hard for in 2017. Soon after, reasserting her rank remains a constant theme for this high priestess of self-esteem, whose self-declared regal status has wobbled somewhat of late. This gig is, these technical contretemps were just the latest of Minaj's problems. It's like she's been, when after sample clearing headaches, Queen U Minaj's fourth studio album You stalled at number 2 in the US charts, blocked from the top spot by Travis Scott. Minaj was not when the tour finally began. Future was replaced by Chicago rapper Juice WRLD. You a terrible pairing. Hip-hop is current. Minaj, by contrast, came up in an era where quicksilver intelligence, verbal gymnastics, and sexual braggadocio ruled. Around the time of, no sooner had Minaj emerged as a more goofy, three-dimensional artist, acquiring child fans, along came Cardi B. You a lesser talent, but younger, brasher, and with an ongoing real-life soap opera with fellow rapper Offset to keep fans engaged on Instagram between tracks. Minaj has had plenty of her own boy trouble to keep gawkers rubbing their thighs. Her ex, Safari, first claimed he had written her raps, then later recanted but over the course of the past 18 months, Minaj seems to have been edged out of position by Cardi's online domination. A run culminating in Cardi B's Best Album Grammy. Respectfully enough at the start, but the quaint idea that two female rappers could coexist was smothered under abattoir levels of beef. There was a fracas, so it has gone on. No sooner than Minaj claws back some respect, you witnessed the praise for Queen tunes such as Majesty, on which Minaj and a reinvigorated guest Eminem stood up for lightning-fast rhymes. Only for to clarify that Cardi had not been offered Nicki's guest spot on the band's all-conquering 2018 track Woman Like Me. Seeing Minaj in the flesh, the jinx seems to be in retreat. The Electric Stone career landmarks are well seated around the mammoth set. There are screams for, more recently, Minaj's 2018 You named after the first female warrior in the Street Fighter series. You attests to her mastery of the zone, where dexterous bar making meets cutting-edge digital art. Y'all need rappers like me, Minaj declares. She ends the tune, before you post. Would like to thank you for joining the debate. We're glad you've chosen to participate and we value your opinions and experiences. Please choose your username under which you would like all your comments to show up. You can only set, please keep your posts respectful and abide by the and if you spot a comment you think doesn't adhere to the guidelines, please use the report link next to it to let us know. Please preview your comment below and click post when you're happy with it.
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park, pot.